Hey, what's up everyone, Morey Croson here, and today we're going to be going over the top 7 mistakes quarterbacks are making when it comes to their training, and we're going to start the video right now.
This is the newest edition of the Performance Lab.
Reach your individual goals. You don't want to just talk about straight line speed. We also want to talk about your ability to be quick. We break down your video. Let's make you into the quarterback I know you can become.
All right, so we are going into the offseason right now, and most of you guys are starting the process of being able to put together what you're going to be doing here in the offseason, help you in, getting stronger, faster, throw further, improve your release time, all the good things when it comes to improving as a quarterback. And, I want to go over some of the do-nots, and a lot of times in life, the do-nots end up being almost more important than the to-dos, right? So there's a lot of things that you can do here during the offseason that will help you improve, but you really want to stay away from these do-not, mistakes when it comes to training as a quarterback. So first thing that I'm going to go over, or first thing is going to be the just not training enough overhead type exercises, overhead stability, overhead strength, things like that. So, when you're a quarterback, you're an overhead athlete. You're considered an overhead athlete, which is just somebody that, ends up throwing up overhead, doing stuff overhead. And this puts you in the same category as like Olympic lifters that do overhead sports, or like javelin throwers, pitchers. There's really a lot more people than you would think that go into the overhead athlete kind of training regimen. And so as a overhead athlete, you have to train like an overhead athlete. And so you have to be doing things that will require you to have the right mobility and the right strength when it comes to, getting your hands and arm in that position. So just making sure that you're doing your overhead presses, pull-ups, snatches, working on your serratus, really just doing any type of exercise that will help you with your overhead strength, grip, range of motion are all great things that you should be doing, and it's something that I don't see done enough, which I think really makes a negative impact on your performance. So make sure you're doing plenty of overhead training exercises when it comes to your development, and that's going to be the first thing. The second thing is focusing so much on just throwing, whether it's doing 7-on-7 or just going to a practice where you just do throwing exercises. You do want to put a emphasis on developing your throwing strength or your throwing distance or your accuracy, things like that. I'm not saying that that's something you don't want to be doing, but if you're really neglecting the gains that can be made in the weight room or doing field work, things like that, by instead going and doing these 7-on-7, especially if you're lacking, if you're only throwing the ball like 40 yards and you're in high school, you got to put more emphasis and time in developing your body and your strength or your power, and not put so much of an emphasis on what's going on in 7-on-7, because you've got to be able to, at the end of the day, have the foundation and the fundamentals to be able to get yourself to the next level. It's not going to happen if you're doing a bunch of 7-on-7 or just going to quarterback coach training practices, things like that. That stuff's all good, but it's just not going to help you in the ways that you really should be focusing on, especially on the earlier parts of the off season, where you could really make a lot of big gains in your body and put on more size and things like that. So that's going to be number 2. Third thing, and really this applies to really everybody, is just not resting and eating healthy, right? This is a big problem that I see with all types of athletes that are in, kind of that early or teen years to early 20 years, is, just not taking care of your body. And that really makes a big difference, right? I wish now I ate as well and took as good of care of myself as I do today back then, and I know my performance would have been so much better. Luckily I was blessed to be strong and athletic and powerful and having all those things going for me. But if you're not taking care of your body, it's going to end up causing injuries. It's going to have an impact on your mental health. It's going to make it so you do not set yourself up for the types of success that you have. So make sure that you're getting plenty of rest. Make sure that you're eating healthy. I tell athletes this all the time. If I can go back in time, those would be the 2 things that I would do more of. I'd rest more and I would eat better. And I know my overall results would have been tremendously better. So make sure you do those 2 things. It's a very, very common thing that I see, a big mistake that I see. The next thing is going to be not working on plyometrics or, overall explosiveness. right? So this is something that as a quarterback, you gotta be doing. You gotta be doing plyometrics, jumping, landing, explosive push-ups, just explosive exercises in general. You can do it with a, barbell as well, but focus on being explosive. It's not about tempo. It's not about doing the exercises slow. You got to be doing these things fast. You got to be increasing your range of motion, but most importantly, they got to be explosive. And I can't emphasize that enough. If you are not getting more explosive on a weekly basis, then you're really going to be struggling with your release time and your ability to put a lot of force on the ball. So make sure that those two components are a staple in your workouts, and you will really have a great offseason this year. The number 5 mistake that I see is just not doing enough grip and postural strength exercises. I did a video probably a couple years back now that talked about how your grip strength has a direct correlation to your power production, how much force, how much power you're able to generate, and your posture has a direct correlation to your grip. So in order for you to be a more powerful person in general, you got to have a great posture, you got to have a great grip. And so by not emphasizing and improving within those areas, it's going to make it so you don't generate as much power within your body. And so make sure that you have that in your routine. Make sure you're improving within your grip, make sure you're improving within your posture, and doing exercises that actually strengthen those two areas, right? That's not something that you could just be hopeful. You can't just stand up straight for a few minutes a day and think you're going to have good posture strength. You have to really strengthen those muscles and put a very, very focused program together that will make it so you could actually develop within that area. And the 6th thing is doing too many reps in your workouts and not really focusing on adding weight and really making strong strength gains, right? There's a lot of different programs out there when it comes to how you can get stronger faster, right? How you can really add a lot of strength to your development in a very fast way, right? There's great structures behind it, and there's too many people that are not following these structures, right? You're doing too many reps. You got to be doing less reps, add more weight, get stronger, get bigger, get more physical. As a quarterback, that's what you got to be. I get it that you want to be, a lot of quarterbacks want to look nice and be clean and all that type of good stuff. But at the end of the day, to really be a great quarterback and really to get the respect of your teammates, you got to be down to get down and dirty. You got to be down to add a lot of weight. You got to be down to work out with the big guys. When you do that, it really makes a big impact on the entire team, right? And then everybody's got to raise their standards. So really challenge yourself to add more weight, add more. I go up to quarterbacks all the time when we're working out, and it's like, you need to be doing more weight than that. You got to be lifting more than that. You got to be, and most quarterbacks like doing bench, right? They like adding a lot of weight when it comes to bench, but that's about it. And, that's really not what the game of quarterback's about. It's not about being able to bench. It's about being able to do a lot of pull-ups. It's about being able to be very strong in your lunges. It's about being able to be very strong in, deadlifts, being able to jump high, being able to run fast, being an overall leader when it comes to just all the workouts, all the core strength, right? Number 7 is not doing enough core strength, right? That's another big thing that I see, and a lot of quarterbacks that I see are just not good with the core, are not able to hold planks, are not able to do a lot of weight when it comes to, the med balls and things like that. You got to be strong. You got to be a powerful guy if you plan on playing at the next level. You could probably get away with being, a high school quarterback and just not be a very strong guy, especially if you're like 6'3", 6'4". But if you have dreams and aspirations of playing at the next level, you got to be able to add weight. That's what this channel is all about, by the way. So if you like the video, go ahead and click that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. But that's what this channel is all about. How can I help you get to the next level? What's it going to take to get to the next level? I've been in your guys' shoes. I've been in high school. I had a dad who was a football coach and was, laid out programs for us to be able to improve and get better. And I did get a lot better. I got a lot stronger. I got a lot more powerful. Some of it was God-given, but a lot of it came from hard work. A lot of it came from getting, staying after school 2 hours, working out the entire 2 hours, and, prioritizing that. And that's what you got to do. And there's more and more quarterbacks that are starting to put a prioritization on throwing the football a bunch and, just having the nice tight spiral and throwing 20-yard out routes or whatever the case may be. And, that's good, but it's not going to make it so you get to the next level. What's going to make it so you get to the next level is being a strong, powerful guy that can get the ball out of their hands quick and throw the ball with a lot of velocity and a lot of power. So, that ends up being what's most important. Being pretty on Instagram is not what's going to be what's most important in order to get to the next level. So hopefully this makes sense to you guys. Again, if you like it, click the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, check out the program that we got down below. We do have a 3-month program. It's designed to help you as being an overall athlete, right? Designed to help you improve just in all facets of, what a athlete is. And so we're going to be, improving your balance, improving your grip strength, improving your posture, your overhead range, your overhead strength, your explosiveness. All those things are what the focus is on. I took the focus away from being just a quarterback, instead just made it so it's like just being a pure beast of a human being and helping you develop to get there, and then putting quarterback skills on top of that. So again, highly recommend it. Check it out down in the description below. And as always, thanks for watching. We'll talk to you soon.